Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a single coordinated campaign, and it stretches like from the really shadowy corners of transnational organized crime all the way to, believe it or not, a local fish and chip shop. Sounds like a
Ah.
movie plot, right? But what we're about to explore today is very real, and it's a powerful testament to how a new kind of justice is being served. We've been diving deep into this detailed report. It covers recent international and domestic crime enforcement actions. And our mission in this deep dive, it's really to pull out the most important nuggets, the key bits of knowledge, and maybe some surprising connections from this document. We want to show you how efforts that seem totally separate are actually part of, well, one unified fight against exploitation. We're going to try and help you understand the full scope, the real breadth of this push to dismantle illegal smuggling and exploitation rings. So what's immediately striking from this report is just the scale, the sheer scale of this new wave of enforcement. And this isn't just about random arrests, you know? It's a really precisely targeted campaign. It's going after organized criminal networks, people trafficking fake documents, and even employers who are allegedly skirting immigration and labor laws. It's all designed, it seems, to completely disrupt these illegal smuggling and exploitation rings.
Yeah, and the primary targets really highlight the breadth, like you said. We're seeing everything from, high-level gang leaders and passport fraud dealers,
Hmm.
right down to, as you mentioned, a local business owner. It's quite the range. And the report makes it really clear this isn't just about arrests. It's more strategic. It's a concerted effort to sever the lifelines, really, of these networks, using official sanctions, various legal actions, basically cutting off their ability to operate.
Okay, so not just cuffs on wrists, but hitting their financial oxygen, their operational.
Exactly. Crippling them financially and logistically.
And when we talk about these transnational crime networks, the report names specific individuals now facing official sanctions. And it's for their roles in things like human trafficking, large-scale smuggling, passport fraud. Serious stuff.
These aren't small-time players at all.
No, definitely not. Their reach is extensive. We're talking across Europe, the Middle East, even Southeast Asia. What's truly astonishing, though, is how these networks operate. I mean,
Yeah.
the methods, they're facilitating the illegal movement of people across borders using, well, everything.
Like what specifically?
Like meticulously forged travel documents, bribed officials, even these clandestine, like underground transport routes. It's complex. And the report gives us some incredibly specific examples, really intriguing ones that bring this home. There's an Eastern European gang leader, for instance, accused of smuggling hundreds of migrants through what they call ghost flights, chilling term.
Those flights. Wow.
Yeah, and remote crossings too. Then there's this passport forgery syndicate operating out of West Africa, and they've been directly linked to dozens of false identity rings right here in Europe.
So the connections are direct.
Very direct. And let's not forget a Middle Eastern fixer, basically a facilitator, right?
Like a go-between.
Exactly. Alleged to have provided fraudulent documents to criminal clients. And get this, clients who were actually fleeing prosecution.
So helping fugitives evade justice.
Precisely. These aren't just isolated incidents, you know? They're threads in this huge, interconnected web.
And the immediate impact of the government actions you mentioned earlier is pretty profound. They're freezing assets of these key figures, issuing travel bans so they can't just hop around freely, and coordinating Interpol alerts, too. It's a multi-pronged attack.
Right. Designed to cut off their financial and operational oxygen, like you said, make it impossible for them to continue.
hmm And this really brings us to a significant strategic shift, I think, in how governments are tackling organized crime. It's moving beyond just, waiting around to make arrests. That's still happening, but there's more.
So what's the more?
Well, authorities are now aggressively leveraging financial restrictions, diplomatic pressure, too. Basically trying to block these criminals from accessing global banking systems or finding safe havens anywhere, making the world smaller for them.
Ah, hitting the infrastructure.
Exactly. As a spokesperson for a national crime agency put it quite well, actually. I have the quote here somewhere.
Ugh.
Yeah. They said, "These individuals profit from suffering, deception, and chaos. We will not let them operate in the shadows of the financial system any longer."
Strong words.
Very. And it emphasizes that these sanctions aren't just symbolic wrist slaps. They are specifically designed to disrupt the economic engine, the infrastructure, that lets these crime networks operate across borders so easily, often with impunity.
So it's about hitting them where it really hurts. Their wallets, their ability to move money, and themselves.
Precisely. Their operational capability.
Oh, okay. So it's clear then that the net is widening significantly.
Hmm.
And it's not just catching the biggest fish, is it? It seems like it's extending to places that might surprise you, hitting closer to home than maybe many people would think.
That's a key point.
Because this report highlights a really unexpected local example. The fish and crib shop owner you mentioned earlier, in a small coastal town, right? This owner got hit with a substantial fine.
And why was that?
An investigation uncovered the business had illegally employed undocumented workers. The labor inspection report, it laid out some pretty stark findings.
Like what?
Well, 2 employees didn't have valid work permits. The business owner completely failed to verify their immigration status during hiring. Just didn't do the checks.
Right, the due diligence wasn't done.
Exactly. And wages were allegedly paid under the table, cash in hand, avoiding tax obligations, that whole thing.
Classic signs.
Yeah. Now, the owner claimed apparently to be unaware of the worker's status.
Plausible deniability.
Maybe, but they still face severe penalties, could even include losing their business license on top of the big financial penalties. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, how many other, seemingly innocent local businesses might be caught up in this, even inadvertently.
Well, and if we connect this seemingly small local infraction back to the bigger picture, authorities are really emphasizing that point. Again, I'm quoting from the analysis here. These so-called small infractions create demand for forged documents
Ah, okay. They create the demand.
and fuel underground labor markets. The line between local wrongdoing and global crime is thinner than people think.
That's a powerful statement. Thinner than people think.
It really underscores how local illicit employment, something that might seem minor or isolated, actually feeds the demand that those big transnational networks we talked about exploit.
So it creates this continuous sort of insidious cycle.
Exactly. It's a direct link in the chain, even if the local chippy owner isn't consciously thinking about, funding global crime syndicates.
Right. Wow. Okay. And as we piece together these global and these local threads, it becomes really clear this isn't just a series of isolated actions. It feels much bigger.
It is. It's part of a much larger, coordinated offensive.
Yeah, this recent crackdown, the report says, is part of a multinational effort. They're targeting illicit migration channels, money laundering, human exploitation, the whole package.
And the collaboration is key.
Definitely. There's been a significant increase in intelligence sharing, coordinated enforcement strategies among agencies from the UK, the EU, North America, Australia. It's genuinely a global front working together.
And there's another layer here, a critical detail from Interpol and Europol that's quite eye-opening. They've put out joint statements warning that these forged passports, they're now linked not just to human trafficking, which maybe we'd expect,
Right, that seems logical.
but also to terrorism financing and cybercrime.
Wow. Okay, so the implications are even broader. Terrorism financing and cybercrime.
Yeah, which raises a really important question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In our digital age, which arguably makes document fraud easier and managing borders harder, what are authorities actually calling for? What's the next step to get ahead of this?
Good question. What does the report suggest?
Well, they're pushing for several things. Better biometric security at border crossings, for one.
Makes sense? Tighter tech?
Tighter corporate compliance, too, making sure businesses actually do those labor and immigration checks we mentioned.
Holding businesses more accountable.
And critically, public awareness campaigns, targeting both consumers, but also businesses themselves, trying to educate everyone.
So it's a holistic approach. Tech, corporate responsibility, public awareness.
Exactly. Tackling a complex problem from multiple angles.
So when we boil it all down, what's the core takeaway here? It seems the naming and sanctioning of these, big gang leaders and passport dealers, along with prosecuting small business owners who are complicit, even unknowingly, in illegal hiring, it sends a pretty unmistakable message, doesn't it?
It really does.
That criminal networks, whether they're global kingpins or local facilitators, they will face consequences, swift and significant ones.
Yes. And perhaps the final thought to leave people with is this. As nations tighten these controls and as international collaboration gets better, the lines between immigration enforcement, criminal prosecution, and even economic policy are blurring. They're becoming more integrated.
Right, it's all merging into one front.
It's forming a more integrated front against organized exploitation. And it's worth considering how this integration impacts things. Not just the criminals, obviously, but the broader economy, our understanding of security, both national and global. What unseen connections might exist between events that seem totally disconnected in our very interconnected world? And maybe, How might this evolving strategy change the whole landscape of crime and justice in the years ahead? Something to think about.